I wake up early. I like to think it's a choice, but the idea of early rising as virtuous has deep roots in American culture. The Protestant work ethic tied morality to productivity. Benjamin Franklin wrote, "Early to bed, early to rise, makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise." Centuries later, that mindset still lingers. If I sleep in, I feel guilty, even though sleep is a basic need. Why? Because discipline isn't just personal, it's cultural. We've inherited a value system that says time is money and wasted time means wasted life. At 23, I feel that pressure every morning to stay strong, to prove I'm not falling behind, to document my discipline as if evidence makes it more real. Even the small stuff like making my bed or drinking water right away, I tell myself it's for health, but deep down I know I'm performing discipline. And that's why I wanted to take you through my day. Not just the surface level routines, but the deeper meaning behind them. Because my habits and my discipline give me structure, but sometimes, like everyone else, I wonder if it's just part of a cycle that no one can escape. And like I said, it isn't just about me. It's about how we all live in cycles in society built for us and how hard it is for people to step outside of them. Discipline has history. It isn't just a personal trait, it's a cultural inheritance. The idea that discipline makes someone good or worthy traces back to religion, to the Protestant work ethic, and to the rise of capitalism. They say work hard, stay orderly, and you'll be rewarded. That's the story we're living in. Philosophers and sociologists point out that discipline isn't only about self-control, it's about power. Foucault argued that modern society shaped us through discipline, in schools and workplaces, even in how we organize our time. What feels like my choice to wake up early is also society training me to internalize productivity as virtue. So when I go through my day, I'm not just showing you these habits, I'm showing you the cycle. I'm showing you how that my ties to my personal discipline also ties to centuries of cultural and historical expectations. So when I'm working at my office or doing my ab workouts in my room before I even go to the gym, it looks like pure self-discipline, but discipline has always been tied to the body. Historically, religion framed the disciplined body as proof of a disciplined soul. Control over appetite, desire, or laziness meant moral strength. Centuries later, fitness culture carries on that same logic. The stronger and more controlled the body, the more valuable the person. So even though I'm just doing ab extensions on the floor, I can't ignore the fact of the history, the way my small choices echo larger cultural scripts about control, productivity, and worth. I think this is what Michael Foucault meant when he said modern power doesn't always need chains or guards. Discipline becomes internalized. We watch ourselves, we schedule ourselves. Even in the privacy of my own room, I act like I'm being observed. Work from home isn't freedom, but discipline without walls. Even walking my dog can feel structured. There's a leash, the path, the timing, order imposed on what could be a spontaneous act. And it reminds me of how discipline isn't always a burden. It's also about care, training him, setting routines, building trust. But in a way, even this reflects a bigger cycle. Everyone trains their pets the way society trains them, through repetition, reward, and correction. The leash is visible on him, but on mine and yours it's invisible, but no less real. Now I'm walking on the trail and it's actually a nice morning. I got my water and stuff, but yeah, I'm really ready to see what the day is about, but I'm also ready to get into my weekend and get into grind mode because I got a lot of footage I need to edit and we're on the road to 100 subs, so we're about 60 away, and I want to hit it before the end of October. So it's a pretty lofty goal, but I feel like we could fit it. Today in the gym, we're hitting back and buys. Back is my favorite muscle group to hit, so you know I had to go crazy today, but I keep my workouts simple. I do 2 sets of each exercise, and I go heavy enough that I usually fail around 9 reps. And I lift like this because I want to progress every single month and increase my weight, so trying to push the weight higher and overload my muscles a little more just to keep the cycle of growth moving forward. And I think it's that discipline in its purest form, right? The repetition, resistance, gradual change, and delayed gratification all goes into that kind of pie that I'm baking over a long period of time. Once I get my back all pumped up, it's time to hit some rear delts, and I finish with a couple sets of biceps. It's the same formula. I do 2 sets of failure with the steady overload. And to anyone who's watching this that isn't into the gym, this might just look like lifting weights, but for me and many others, it's a reflection of how discipline gets measured in the world, but especially in American culture. You know, here progress isn't just about strength, it's about the numbers. It's about the heavier the weight you can push, or the more reps you can do, and or limiting the rest. The gym becomes a place where discipline is a lot more visible, where you can literally count it out. In a world that demands proof of progress, lifting is the perfect metaphor. If you're not adding weight, you're not moving forward. Philosophers would call this logic a logic of efficiency. You know, the belief that value comes from maximizing output. And those philosophers would probably say the gym is a perfect example of how we discipline our own bodies and govern ourselves, training them to a fit an ideal of control and productivity. Personally, for me, lifting heavy isn't just about muscles, but it's also about proving to myself and maybe to society a little bit that my discipline has results and that they can show progress, even if it comes 9 reps at a time. And here I am finishing up my real depth squeeze. And these are one of my favorite lifts because I'm actually doing weight now. For the longest, I had to do no weight because I was using other shoulder muscles to complete my lift. But now I'm able to do some lifts and still focus my rear delts, which makes me extremely happy. And after my rear delts, I went into my biceps, and biceps are always fun, even though I probably should hit them more. I do an easy bar curl 2x12, and I think I stick around 70 to 90 pounds on that. And after I get those done, my buys are pumped to the max. So I go to the machine curl on a lower weight and then bust out 15 to 25 reps just to get those baby tears in the buy. So yeah, man, that's what my back and buys usually look like. I'm in and out in 45 minutes, and I do my cardio later that evening. So let me know what y'all think. Boom. So today we were able to put in my 8 hours of work. I got a good lift in, and I would love to see what you guys think about the way I did my lifts. On some of them I was a little tiresome, so just to seeing how my form was and stuff. But work was pretty smooth. Being able to put in a full 8 hours while getting some stuff done is really beneficial to me. But you see, now I'm dressed sort of business casual, getting ready to go to my part-time job at the library. Just wanted to have a little talk with you guys and being able to stay positive and motivated throughout your day. Now it's 4 o'clock. I get about an hour intermission before I head over there, and I sit here and I'm reflecting over my day, and I'm just thinking about what motivates me, right? But where does my motivation come from and my drive? And that's sort of the journey I want to document through this video and the oncoming videos. But until then, I will catch you guys on the way to work. So this is one of the last shifts I'll be here at the library, and it's been a pretty good shift. I was able to get some editing done for the vlog that's going to be coming up this evening, but I don't know, the eerie feeling you get from leaving a position. There's excitement with it, but when it's something you liked and the people you enjoyed working with, it's bittersweet. But all in all, it's always a good tale for new adventures.